Islamic terrorists and Islam, time of the law and grace. The man still live in the big dark period. The universe become dark because of the wickedness of man, ignorance of man. When I use the period of great darkness, I recall the time that men live under the law, the time that the man had ignored the right conduct, practicing matricide, patricide, infanticide, bestiality human, terrorism, decapitation, war of religion, Islam theology and politics. They call for holy war, anthropology, funeral ando cannibalism, and exo-warrior cannibalism, indicate that the man still live under the law. However, Jesus Christ gave his life to rebuild, to forgive all the bad guys who live under the law. Colossians 2, verse 18 and 19 says, For if I build again the thing that I destroyed, I make myself a transgressor. For it is through the law I die to the law, to live for God. The way ISIS treat human being is a moral scandal. Supporters of ISIS who consider Islam take these Muslim brothers for object or animals. The terrorist Islamic still live under the law. It seems that Jesus Christ did not come into this world for Muslims. Islamic terrorists dehumanize, strip the man of his dignity. Degradation of life, of human value, reduces man to his simplest value in the Middle East. Islamic terrorists exhibit man of the lowest level than animal. For them, the man is no longer a subject, but it is an object. Islamic terrorists are infidels. They do not believe in the Quran, which is the holy book of the Islamic religion, although it has a multitude of confusion in the Quran. However, Quran 39, verse 33 invokes forgiveness, saying, O my servant, who have transgressed to your own detriment, do not despair of the mercy of Allah, for Allah gives all saints, yes, He is the donor of pardon, the most merciful. Muslims are transforming the world in the form of human zoos. They still live under the law. They ignore the time that men now live is that of grace. They invoke the name of Allah to sacrifice his Muslim brothers. In this nightmare, this barbarism proves without an iota of doubt that the Islamic religion needs a Quranic reform. Without this, it will be really difficult to draw a difference among Islamic terrorists and Muslims who believe in God, who believe that Islam is a peaceful religion, who believe that Islam is a religion of grace, forgiveness of religion, a religion that doesn't preach violence, because the Quran, which is the compass of the Islamic religion, encourages its members to violence. Indeed, Quran, that's been the Quran 4 verse 89 says, they wish you who disbelieve as they disbelieve, so would be alike. So do not take from among them allies until they immigrate to the cause of Allah. But if they turn away, then seize them and kill them wherever you find them, and take not from among them any ally or helper. Saying the Quran. ISIS, Boko Haram, in other words, Islamic terrorism, practice what the Quran is teaching. Quran 47 verse 4 said, therefore, when you men the disbelievers smite at their necks at length, when you have to roughly subdue them, bind a bound firmly on them, thereafter is the time either generosity or ransom. until the world lays down its burden. Those are your comment. But it's hard being Allah wills. He comes certainly have exalted retribution from them. But he let you fight in order to test you, some with others. But those who are Islam in the way of doing in the world are consistent with what the Quran said. Let me explain that. What Boko Haram, ISIS are doing now are consistent with what the Quran said. I don't say that cannot change. That can change. But what I said, the Islamic religion need a reform. Need a reform before they can become really a religion. Do not be afraid to say that Islamic is uncountable for the respect of human beings. Decapitation, immolation, and Lucifer crimes. This is dehumanize human beings. Islamic terrorists are enemies of humankind, gangsters, idiots who remove themselves from humanity. They are barbarians who threaten civilization and body by the West. Islamism's aim is to dominate the world. However, the Islamic law, barbarism, crime justify that this dream is a myth, a utopia. Islam tramples on human rights and it keeps women in bondage. The Islamic religion justifies that this law are both religious and theological, philosophical and political. A theological reform, Quranic and philosophical, are essential for Islam to be classified as a holy religion, peaceful and grace. In addition, the Quran, the sacred book of Islam, supports all crimes, all wickedness, and glorifying the holy war of Islam. Quran 8 verse 39 says, "And fight them until persecution is no more. And religion is all for Allah. But if they says no, Allah is seer of what they do." This is what the Quran is still said. That's Quran 8 verse 39. But let us think as human beings, as humankind. These words encourage the exocannibalism in the Middle East. This Islamist terrorists are still living in the time of the Paleolithic. Before it's become more serious. Become with the great nation. Repeat if they knew. Before retreating the world into prehistoric civilization, civilized nation must unite to extinguish them. Thank you.